is time for summer school, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a routine, and I never thought I would say that. We had such a great time doing the virtual learning the last 9 weeks of school that Mrs. Dyer and I decided we wanted to do summer school with you. So for the next 4 weeks, I'm Mrs. Wilson, and you'll meet Mrs. Dyer soon, and we're going to be doing summer school with you. Thank you so much for signing up. We're going to do math, we're going to do writing and reading, and just have some fun together learning, and I'm looking forward to it. The schools provided Benchmark Universe as our resources. So all of you will have access to that online, and they made a class just for us for reading. We'll also be using Zoom, and Mrs. Dyer and I will send out a Zoom link that's just our Zoom classroom for security purposes. Also, we've set up a Google Classroom, and we all became proficient with that when we went to virtual learning after spring break. So we have a Google Classroom set up just for you, and we'll get to know each other. It's kind of fun that all the elementary schools have come together for this. Let me tell you how we've thought about tweaking summer school, because this is our first time to do summer school virtually, so you're pioneers. You are true trailblazers, and we're excited to do this with you. We're all learning together. We're going to roll everything out on Monday. That way, if it's a week that you have a vacation coming up, but you want to do some schoolwork early and get it over with, that works great. You'll have everything you need right there. We'll do a little, on Wednesdays, I'll throw out an evaluation or like a check for understanding like we would do in class together. Just a little few questions to make sure that we took what we were learning and we can apply it to another situation, to make sure that we made that skill our own and made it part of our learning bank. And then on Thursdays, we'll do a class Zoom. This is not required, but it's encouraged, because Ms. Dyer and I are going to work hard to make it fun. We can play some math games together via Zoom. We can play some vocabulary games, some reading games. We can play all kinds of games, but we can also come together and share the summer school experience, because this virtual learning is new to all of us, and we're excited, and we want to make it fun for you as well. So this week, the school's given us our lesson plan, so to speak, and they want us to practice. Oh, sorry, let me turn my music down. I was just so excited, and there's an old song. I won't even tell you who it's by, because I'll date myself, but I was so excited about summer school starting, so I just had to have a little music there. We'll be doing our automaticity, practicing our phonics, and what we're going to practice this week, this sounds weird. I've labeled everything Week 1 Summer School, or SS Week 1, but then the tools we use in Benchmark have a few different dates on them. So this one is labeled Unit 9, Week 3, and it's the R-controlled vowels in our phonics, like hair and care and chair, and we'll group them. So like when we're on Zoom, we'll play a game, and I'll hold up a word, and you'll try and name as many words as you can that have that same R-controlled vowel, or as many words as you might have found that week with that R-controlled vowel. You'll find this resource on your Benchmark page. I've made it an assignment so that you can find the tool. I've dropped the book into your materials, so you'll have this online. And if you want to print it out, I think the student page has a print option. I feel kind of sure it does, and I'll try and attach, maybe I'll be able to make it a PDF and attach it in Google Classroom, but we will find a way to let you have it. But we're working with the R-controlled vowel, and no matter which elementary school you went to, I'm sure you practiced your automaticity with the word list. Read it one day to see what your speed was, read it another. If you want to make index cards of these so that you could sort them and play with them like a concentration game, you can do that as well. And then it has the 2 passages with it to read and practice and circle and highlight those R-controlled vowels. So that'll be fun to do. Then for reading, we get to start, oh, I'm so excited about this. We get to start off with exploring electricity. This is where my kids at Stewart Creek left off. We did a little bit with this last week, but honestly, I think a lot of you were ready to call it quits for a summer break. So you might not have done everything that we did with it. This week, it's just the first 2 mentor texts. One is about the following can. It's this fun science experiment. And the other, here, so I can show you. And the other one is right behind it with power line safety. So we're studying about electricity, and we are talking about imagination, and imagination being a key to learning. And what is more important? The driving question here in exploring electricity is, so have it say it correctly. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Do you agree or disagree, and why? Imagination is more important than knowledge. Do you agree or disagree, and why? Then for writing, you're going to be studying procedural text. It all goes together. You remember we have narrative text and we have procedural text. Those are the big umbrellas. And under those umbrellas, we have all the different genres. But we're going to be studying procedural text, informative text, things like newspaper articles, articles you find online, blogs, anything that's giving you information. I look at a recipe as informational text because it's telling me, showing me how to make something, what materials are required, what is needed. So what I want you to do as you find these assignments on Benchmark and then read them, take your journal notes on the side for your materials for your online class, I would just keep a spiral. That's what I do. I'll borrow my notes right here. I keep my spiral, and I keep all my reading notes here. I keep my writing ideas, the questions that come to my mind as I read, the things that it triggers, then it makes me want to go on and read more. You're just getting to know me. We're just getting to know each other, but I love now that you're in 4th grade going to 5th. You're not so much reading and learning just to learn how to read. You're now reading to learn and continually learn, and that's something you're going to do your entire life. And that's what's so much fun to me about language arts and about writing. So for materials, keep a spiral so that you can do all your work there in it. I know you have things online, but take notes, like, what was the author telling you? What made this first-hand account so important to him, that it wasn't a narrative, once upon a time kind of story, but it was a procedural first-hand account explaining to you something that happened and what they're doing about it now. All right? So it's going to be a fun week. We'll see you on Thursday on a Zoom. I'll be calling and emailing and checking in and always leaving messages on Google Classroom. All of these assignments will be on our Google Classroom. And Mrs. Dyer and I always like to say we're only a click away. So email us and we'll touch base with you real quick, and we'll get the private Zoom number out to you. And that way, if you say, hey, can we just Zoom for a few minutes? Maybe we could talk through, I'm not quite getting the R-controlled vowel, or I can't find the difference, or I just want to talk. I just want to touch base as if we were in class. Please do. That'll be fun. And I want to challenge you as you read our mentor text, as you study those. They're very short. But where can you maybe find some of those R-controlled vowels in what I call the real world? Like, are you watching TV with the closed captions on? I do that sometimes, and I watch the ticker and I see if I can edit it, find any spelling mistakes that they might have made. And I just found one the other night. Planned should have had a double medial consonant in it, both ends, and it didn't. Oh, oops, their editor missed that. It's fun. It's like you're on a treasure hunt to find hidden little keys or mistakes. Like, I wonder if they ever do those, and if anyone called in, you'd get a prize for finding the mistake. I don't know. But it's fun to watch. It's fun to listen. And then take note of when you might have used a procedural text. Just the other day, my daughter and I were putting something together, and it wasn't coming out just quite right, so we got out the instructions, that came with it, double-checked the picture, and made sure we were following all of our steps. And sure enough, there was one that made a huge difference. So, and there we were, using a procedural text in the real world that we had studied to discover how they, the purpose of a procedural text and the need for a procedural text. So you'll find it in the real world. That'll be fun. And keep a journal of the questions that come to your mind as you read these things. So think deeper. Don't read your articles now just to read them and say, okay, I'm through with my summer school reading. Ask yourself, okay, why am I reading this? What do I want to discover from reading this? What can I discover from reading this? And now that we're older, we get to take reading to a deeper level, a level that becomes more of who we are now as a lifetime reader and a lifetime writer. So I look forward to seeing you, all of you at once, on our Thursday Zoom, and I look forward to getting to know you this summer. Until then, make every day great and be thinking, which is more important on our driving question? Be thinking. I'll read it again. Oh, wrong book, sorry. I'll read it again just so you can have it. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Do you agree or disagree? I look forward to hearing what you think. I look forward to getting to put a face with all of your names. We have 32 students in our online summer school class, and I look forward to us getting to know one another. Make it a great week, and I will be in touch. Bye-bye.